Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Central Oregon Shenanigans. And today, this isn't my truck. This isn't somebody that it's somebody I know, but this is a viewer's truck. One of you guys is broken down, this guy right here, and needed a shop to work in. Do you have a name for your truck, Tucker?
Old Red.
Old Red. So here's Old Red. She's a 2001? 2000, that's right. Same year as Rosie. 2000 F350, so it does have a Dana 60 front end. Rosie was a 250, and we put the 60 front end underneath of her. 7.3 automatic, 270,000 miles. 280. And we decided to take the teeth off of our flywheel.
Oh, it's fun.
Guys, it's been a minute since I uploaded a video, and I think this is going to be the video that gets uploaded. I have a lot of video from fall or spring. I've got a lot of video from end of last winter, or this 24. Life just got a little crazy around here. You've heard that in the past, but in a different way. Not busy with work too much this year. I think all of us are feeling the effects of the Bidenomics, and it's not working. The economy is not doing very well, and it depends on what industry you're in. Some guys are still doing good, and you know what? I have to say for you, great. But put your money in a safe place and don't buy stupid things with it. With that being said, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. I know I missed you guys. You probably missed me a little bit. It's about 2 months right now going on without a video on the channel, and maybe 2.5. I'd have to go look back, but sorry it's been a little bit of a minute here. I do have some backlog. There's probably like 4 or 5 episodes that I've actually filmed. I'm not going to be spinning a lot of wrenches on this. Basically, Tucker hasn't ever pulled an automatic out of one of these, slammed it back in, so he's going to do all the small things. He's going to go ahead. I'm just going to kind of walk you through how to get your transmission out on this. He went to Ford, smart kid. There's the part number right there. They still sell them, huh, Tucker?
Yeah, still sell them. I didn't order it, but I only got there a day ago.
And the price was?
$102 bucks.
$102 for a new flex plate. I keep calling it a flywheel. It's a flex plate. Flywheel would be a manual transmission. This is an automatic, so it's a flex plate. How long you been limping this thing out?
My dad said it's been missing those teeth since the day he bought it in 08.
Did you guys hear that? They've had this truck in the family since 08.
It didn't look like this either in 08.
Yeah, it was a different color. This is a wrap, right?
Don't show them the bad part.
What bad part? It's good from far, but far from good. You want to call it that?
Yeah.
But it's a 7th. Oh, did you scratch your windshield?
Yeah, I did. Windshield wiper fell off in the ice storm when I had to get home.
Oh, Tucker.
It sucks. Hey, that's a new windshield too, less than a year old.
Dum-dum.
I thought about putting epoxy and scraping it out, like filling it in like a crack.
Yeah, at least it's on the passenger side.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys, we're back. I think this is going on day 3. I think we took a day to get it here, 2 days to take it apart. I haven't been working on this. Tucker, one of you, the viewers that is subscribed to this channel, this is their truck. Anyway, going day 3 or 4, I can't remember. So far, just kind of catch you up to speed. Rear drive shaft, drop it down, set it aside. You don't have to unbuckle it from the rear yoke if you don't want to. You can if you'd like to. The front drive shaft, completely remove that 100%. After you get the drive lines done, the next step is starter, then your torque converter nuts on the torque converter. 6 of them right there. Those are the studs from the torque converter, but there'll be a nut on the back side of that flywheel right there. Flex plate, sorry. You're probably gonna get me a couple times on this. After you do those, then you want to undo your wiring harness. You got to drop the transfer case. A lot of guys will argue with me, but the easiest way is to take the transfer case off, especially if you have a transmission jack. It's just a little extra step. I've never been able to successfully, from the ground, like we're doing right now, with this type of style of transmission jack, actually put one back together, assembled. So, and this is a lot easier. These are big, heavy transmissions. So on your disassembly, pull the transfer case off, set it aside. So now you just have the transmission, a cross brace, your cooler lines, and your electronics. You know, like we just talked about. Get rid of your electronics and your park shift leakage on that side. See how it's dangling right there? Undo that. Undo your cooler lines very last. After you've got all your transmission bolts out, except for 1 or 2 to stabilize it on there. You got your transmission jack underneath of it at this point. Get the cross brace out. Make sure before you pull the cross brace out to put a ratchet strap on it like we've got right here around and hold it to that plate. You're gonna thank yourself later on down the road because then it can't get away from you off that jack. And then once you get the last couple bolts out, go ahead and pull it back. You're gonna probably wiggle, and then tuck your, last thing, when you're doing your cooler lines, get your transmission dipstick out. And that's gonna be on one of your transmission bolts. Forgot about that. But that's kind of, you know, just, it's easier to take these apart, and that's why we're filming just going back in with this, because it's harder to put it back together. So now, you've replaced your flex plate, or you're doing a transmission swap, whatever you've got the transmission out of the truck, this is where we're at. Tucker went through and got torque specs offline. He went through and blue Loctited these bolts with the new flex plate. It looks like it's the right direction. Right, Tucker? You made sure this direction was right?
Yep, took pictures of the old one, put on like that.
See? So make sure it's the right way. It has to go on the right way, guys.
There's a little pin in there you gotta line it up with, too.
Yep, okay, so he made sure it was the right way.
Yep.
Now, I made, a long time ago, see these studs right here, guys? I call them lineup pins. I just thread them in a couple times so that way I can get my fingers in here and take them out. It's where the middle transmission bolts go on each side, right above the dowels. Some guys are talented enough to get this done without doing it this way. And I like to zip tie this up like this, get it out of the way because this is going to go right there. Anyway, transmission lineup pins, you can just go to and take your transmission bolts down the hardware store, get yourself some longer bolts. I actually like them longer nowadays. These are my old ones, but you can get them long. Don't want to get them too long because you got to get past all this right here and up. You can go a little longer if you want to. But these are cut off. You just take a grinder, cut off wheel, cut these off, and then round off the edges so you don't, you know, they're not sharp. And now we're just gonna take and slide them in right there, and then this will slide right in, and then we're gonna line up the studs into here, and I'll show you how to do that when we get to that point. But we're gonna fire up the other cam so you have a visual of what's going on. How do we get it up here? It's I like 2 guys to do this. You can do it by yourself. I have done it by myself in the past, but it's nice to have 2 guys, 1 on each side, and you'll kind of see that in the video we're gonna do here. So we'll bring you back in here in a minute once we get the transmission kind of like going onto these studs, or the lineup pins, and we'll bring you guys back in. Go ahead and back a little bit. I need to just tilt this back a little bit.
I couldn't really figure that out yesterday.
Okay, now where's the other knob? You have left and right control. So
no, I don't have that knob.
How many inches do we got between the transmission and the engine? 5 inch. Okay, let's go forward. Get rid of some of that gap, just a little bit.
Well, I think it's gonna line up.
Here, let me get you one. I'm gonna need mine.
It's like an inch below.
And then we're gonna watch because we're gonna need to rock the transmission back and forth. So dude, I'm right there. I'm ready to come forwards. So what we do on this, you're too low on your side?
Too low, but it's pretty good in mine.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna catch my stud first.
And then rotate it.
Okay, so the ass end needs to come my way. So push the transmission's ass my way, right there, perfect. And now a little more. Stop. Come on, man. All right, I'm touching.
That got me damn near. I shouldn't go lower now.
Oh. I need to go. Is that the pinhole? Wait a minute here. I'm low, so I need to. Actually, I'm high.
I'm high too.
Okay, so you need to come down. You're gonna be.
That's all damn near.
Now go ahead and grab your handle right here.
See where. You want to line this up first?
I thought yours is lined up.
Oh, I think I meant dowel pin. Sorry, I think I meant.
Okay, so now see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Look, reach down, grab right here on the jack.
The handle's down there.
Yeah, but it's not the handle, but it's this side of the wheel. We're gonna slowly, both of you, 1, 2, 3, pull. Okay, now I've got a gap at the top, so we're basically our tail's too low. So now that we're in, we're gonna go ahead and jack it up. See, now we're inside the torque converter. Also, so we're lined up. Okay, so I did a pump, and we're starting to open the gap up. So we're gonna go ahead and pull it back again. 1, 2, 3, pull. Stop. Gonna go up again. 1, 2.
Oh, that's getting better.
3. Oh, so I went too high. Did you see the gap open back up?
Yeah, on the bottom.
Now we're gonna go ahead and get that gap to shrink. Boom. Pull. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. All right, the top dowel pins are not. This is where it gets hard. So the dowel pins are what we're fighting now. They're really tight. So what I'm having is we got a gap at the top, so we need to jack it up. So what I like to do right now is try a couple times. If we can't get it, then we're gonna start our bottom bolts. And we're only finger tightening them. We're not going to watch that gap on the bottom. Okay, pull. Perfect. Pull. Pull again. Do a little wiggle. Stop. Up. Pull. Okay, we're fighting the dowels.
It's getting close though.
It's getting close. We've got to.
My bottom is ready to put a pin through.
I can't get my dowel to go in.
I have like a 1/4 inch gap.
Yeah, I've got the same. I think I'm fighting the dowel. I'm worried my lineup pin's not okay, it's gonna stick through. It's gonna be hard to get those lineup pins out. They're a little short.
Let me feel for mine. It's gonna go through.
All right, so let's get two.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna get 2 transmission bolts, and we're gonna do the bottom bolts. We're gonna use that bottom bolts slightly to
like 1 turn.
Yeah, we're gonna use them. So hope everybody's learning something. That was the nicest. We're not there yet, but we're almost there. We're gonna be in here in about 5 minutes or 5 seconds. I hate I don't like here's yours. Get it started by hand only.
Yeah.
All right, going in. Where's my light? What'd I do with my flashlight though?
All right, like 2 or 3 turns in.
Okay. By hand only. Go ahead.
You should loosen it. You said hand tight.
Oh damn it. Yeah, well, I can't. My hand's starting to hurt already.
Okay.
And I'm getting some junk in there. Yours is all the way where you can't spin it no more?
No.
Okay. And what we're going to do also, guys, if you're listening still, hear that? That torque converter, you want to be checking this. You don't want this in a bind, because if it's in a bind, it means the pump, you don't got it clocked right.
All right.
I should have
sucked it up.
Okay, let me see mine. You have no gap left at all?
You probably give me 1 turn. 1 more. Yeah, it's getting tough now.
Okay. Yeah, you want to stop and then you want to give it back to your partner. Get 2 wrenches. All right. This is feeling good. I am getting a little resistance, but I'm closing the gap. I like that. It feels good. And now it's getting a little tougher, so I'm going to go give it back to Tucker. He's going to tighten his side. The top gap's looking great, guys. It's closing in just like the bottom.
All right, it's getting pretty.
Okay.
Oh,
You have no gap. It's closed. So I'm going to go ahead, since he closed his gap, I'm just going to go ahead and close mine.
Because if you don't tighten these in the right way, you can crack this whole bell housing.
Yep. Okay. Dude, I'm tight. There's no gap all the way up to the top, and my lineup pin is barely sticking out. Is yours?
Let me suck it all the way up because I didn't put it that tight. My pin. Yeah, I can thread it in and out too.
Sweet,
Perfect.
and that's another thing you want to... Yep, I can get my fingers on them, thread the pin out. That is a successful mate. And then you want to check this one more time. Hear that? It's not bound. That's perfect. This transmission is in, and now it's up to the young man to put it back together. I'm done. What do you think? How do you think 5 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
So we are at 10. Well, the camera's been going for 10 minutes, 48 seconds.
Well, half of it's just making sure it's all anal work. It's all super.
There's guys that will this process right here, Tucker. You'll probably have seen it online where this mating the transmission takes 4 or 5 hours for some guys.
That was super easy.
That is the way I've done hundreds of these E4ODs, and probably not 100, but I mean I'm getting up to maybe 50 of these transmissions in and out. This is the easiest way I have found without a lift to put a transmission in off the concrete. This setup.
Just 2 pins helps a lot.
Oh yeah, the 2 pins. This ratchet strap. You've got to make sure that the transmission is mounted to this jack and you can't get away from you. That's a big thing of it too. Good equipment and just patience.
Yeah, this thing would hurt if it fell in your face
So,
too.
You're done with me.
All right.
I'm out of here.
I can get those guide pins out now.
Yep, take those out, and then what I do, like since you're right there, I'm gonna go hand you another transmission bolt. Get the transmission bolt in.
So take it out, put the new one in. Take it out, put the new one in. All right.
Yep. So right now you're gonna get it snug, because then they. So my method works, guys.
Yeah.
So
it took 10 minutes to put it in and out, or just in.
The transmission portion of it. The rest of it took you a lot longer.
Uh-huh.
But so yeah, follow the method. The transmission goes right against the engine block, and you're not gonna have any problems. So guys, what we're gonna do right now is we're going to add transmission fluid. And I'm sorry, the lighting burnt out. So as beautiful as this truck looks,
hey,
it is a wrap, not a paint job. Which is really, probably on camera, this thing looks like a 10 out of 10. I guarantee it. But it's like a 9 out of a 10.
It's like 9 out of 10 from 20 feet. You get to like 5 feet, it's like a 6.5. But it was a little outside school project, so.
The kid's young and he's doing really well. I'm really impressed with the truck. It's came a long way since I've seen it the last time. I haven't heard it run though, guys, so we're gonna hear it run here in a minute. So with these transmissions, what you want to do is, procedure-wise, I've seen it multiple ways, and you can't just put all the fluid in. It's not good on the transmission. So you want to start with 7 quarts, and that's so. We just did a transmission service while we had the transmission out. We lost some fluid. Well, he lost some fluid, and so we're gonna go ahead and replace the filter in the transmission fluid. He fought me on it, but I'm like, no, you got to do it. So, and it had been, what, 10 years?
This thing, the original tranny blew at 150,000 miles, and they put the 4R100 HD in it, and now it's at 285,000 miles and never been flushed.
So, and it doesn't look bad, but I could smell material in the fluid when I stuck my finger. I could any of that.
It's the black carbon stuff.
Well, it's like a, you know what? We'll open up a bottle. You smell this. We're sniffing fluid. Mm-hmm. Don't report us to YouTube's. But that's what clean fluid smells like. Okay.
Yeah, it lost that.
Yeah, and then if you go smell that stuff in the bucket, it smells a little metallic, like a little bit. So when it starts to, you're losing the clutch fluid, and then you want to get rid of that. And otherwise, it can start, clogging shit up.
In the bottom where the...
Because it turns metal into... You saw it when you clean the pan. It's all that mush. And,
it's mush. It's not...
Yeah,
I thought it was slime. I'm like, what's this slime at the bottom?
It's fine metal. And that's all the bands and clutches. And
I mean, for 150,000 miles, there's not... I've seen more on YouTube with way more.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've dealt with way more. I mean, I've toasted transmissions and then brought them back. So... With that being said, start adding the fluid.
Right.
7 quarts.
You got a chair or something?
And I'm going to go check to make sure there's no leaks since we just took the tube out.
I'm pretty sure the tube, I think it'll be fine.
Where's my good light?
The tube is not seated all the way, but it's good enough. I'm happy.
Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and get 7 quarts in. We're going to bring you back in. Remember to hit that like, hit the subscribe. Comments that go down below, and we're going to hear this thing run for the first time. It's got new injectors. I heard it run when it had bad injectors. It didn't sound terrible. These are baby swamps?
No, they're full force diesel 180 30s. Are those baby swamps?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, but
I got 220 over, Rowdy's got 220, what did I say, 225 over 75? 220 over
yeah,
75?
hybrids. These are singles, though.
Mine are singles.
Oh, singles? Oh.
Yeah, go listen to. I mean, go look. Shadow's got hybrids.
Sounds way different.
Yeah. Rowdy's like
There's some smoke that's not black, so I think one of them, and it throws a check engine light at like high RPMs.
And you can't pull the code off.
I can't pull the code.
Which I don't even with my hot rod deal that I have 7.3s are fickle with soft codes. I've got to figure out how to actually get some soft codes off these without buying a huge deal. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they're not dead though, because when I first put them in,
we could buzz test it before you go to. He's going to Wyotech in Wyoming, right?
Yeah.
Before you go, we can buzz test them. I can buy the stuff to do that. I've been wanting to do that actually.
We should buzz test it because
I had it on my old phone, and then my old phone went disappeared.
Doesn't have it now.
No, I don't, and I can't find the app that I used to have, so I haven't been able. I haven't needed to buzz test something, but I need to do it again.
I don't know. I think it's something. I think the injector is manufactured bad because at low RPM, does not throw that code. Feels fine. Even at high RPM, and I'm getting on it, she hauls ass now with these injectors.
You think it'd be Rowdy? He raced me one time, and I beat him. I mean, we didn't. We were on a track, though, guys. We were on a track.
Yeah. But,
and we're back. Charges on it. Try it again. The volts are very, very low. You were under 10 volts. All right. You don't got any diesel. Smoke coming from?
Great Kingston!
she's prepared.
This thing in the hot tune is rowdy.
You think he could beat her?
I think all the way she can.